It's not immediately obvious in the dark. It would be difficult to pick it out, but because you can see, it's very obvious to you. The red of the blood is really obvious.
I reach down, I reach behind me and give Princess a little pat on the ribs, and then I gesture my head back, and I immediately head towards the doorman.
Hmm.
Upon reaching them, I'm just, hi there, brothers. I was wondering, have you guys had any scuffles around here tonight?
Nah, mate, it's early. You trying to get in or what?
No, I'm not. I'm actually looking for somebody. I don't. And then I describe, what was his name
Nigel.
again? Nigel, without saying his name.
Hmm.
And I'm looking for this guy. He's tall, usually very nicely dressed. He's got, I can't see his hair color, X color hair. Uh, he was supposed to be around these parts. Have you seen him?
Fuck it out. Yeah. I saw someone like that earlier on. Stupid hat on.
Yeah, that's him. That's
Yeah,
him.
about a couple hours ago, maybe.
Okay, okay, thank you. And did he stay around these parts, or did he just come through and then disappear?
He was around here for a little while and he pissed off. I can't remember exactly. I think maybe he went down one of the alleyways. I don't know.
Okay, okay.
I think he had a girl with him.
Girl, you say? Young girl? Older girl?
Girl.
All right, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I'm gonna lean in a little bit. I'm gonna tap one of them in the shoulder and like, give me, come here, come here. I'm gonna let you know that there is some blood by your back door that you might want to take care of before you scare off some of your
Oh, for fuck's sake!
customers.
Right.
Here, actually, why don't you come with me? I'll show you.
He turns to his mate. Bill, you got this. I'm going to sort something out. Yeah. Carry on. Show me.
Quick
I'm
question, Hale. Did I hear this?
Yeah. I mean, I imagine you guys are at the entrance to the alleyway anyway. Yeah.
Uh, I turn and I hurry before them into the alleyway.
Okay.
And same with Tobias.
I take
Tobias would mention to Mishkin and Igor to look at things with their special sight.
My special eyes.
I take a look around looking for this blood.
I literally point at it.
Yeah. I mean, you can from the conversation and where they were looking. Yeah, you can find it relatively easily.
I do two things. First, I take out a vial and a swab, and I swab a little bit of it and put it in the vial.
Mm-hmm.
And then, using sleight of hand, I'll dip my pinky into it and tap it onto my tongue.
I do believe you need to make a roll for that.
Also, do you mind giving me a little bit of that taste as well? For science.
Off his
First to
pinky.
me.
You grab his hand and just like put his pinky in your mouth.
Is
First
a
to.
vampire
Yeah.
person
As I do this,
fearful?
he goes. I'll turn and I'll offer my pinky.
Oh, thank you. This isn't awkward at all. We are colleagues. Nothing weird about it.
Knowing that
And then
these,
and then I do the slow cross his tongue.
knowing
told
that
you
these,
So
sir.
weird.
yeah, right.
I then redip and do the same thing.
Knowing that these doormen actually work, for, I don't want to say us, but us. Um, I'm just gonna like spin them around and like make a human wall right at the alleyway and be like,
Mm-hmm.
hold on just a minute. Hold on just a minute. They need to investigate real quick. Apparently, there's something going on. We'll just wait right here till they're done.
The fuck, man. I got to clean up.
I'll get it. I get it.
Helena taps you on the shoulder, Jasper, once it's done.
All right. Yeah. No, we're good to go. It's right this way, sir. Right this way.
Okay. Those of you who are tasting the blood, I think you need to make rolls for me, please.
Okay.
Are you familiar with what rolls you need to make?
Believe I'm gonna use the taste for blood.
Yeah.
Successes?
Oh, is it 3 successes though? I think you'll find that's actually going to be a critical success. Oh no, it's just the one.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
lied. It is 3 successes.
3 for me as well.
Okay. So this is quite clearly mortal blood. Quite obviously mortal blood. There's nothing of a ghoul about them. You can determine that you can pick up a certain resonance in the blood. You think this person was probably pretty happy when they lost it. There isn't a significant amount of blood.
What do you think? Tobias? Do you think maybe alcohol? Maybe a little bit of X?
Probably.
Or,
It's not vodka though. Vodka has particular taste.
Or maybe somebody was sloppy with their dinner?
Probably.
Either way, it's not the one we're looking for.
Sadly, no. Mishkin, Igor, do you see anything of your special side?
They speak in incomprehensible Russian in your direction, but they say they don't see anything.
Mm.
They don't see anything special.
It is troubling, but not unexpected.
David stands up, walks over to Jasper, and says, not what we're looking for. Does the trail go further?"
That's a damn good question. I don't know. I haven't made that far. We'll find out now, won't we?
That we sure, my baron.
I'm just gonna look over at Tobias. That's give him death glare. It's time to stop, sir.
You just hear my lord of the shadows.
Listen, you already ruined my shirt. Shut up.
He seems to be imitating the incomprehensible Russian gibberish.
Also, how well does Princess like Tobias? I know Tobias has no animal kin, so...
So ghouled animals don't generally react in the same way that normal animals do. So I imagine that Princess is basically indifferent unless you impress upon Princess a particular desire to be positive or negative. If you treat Princess well, Princess will be positively disposed towards you. If you do not treat her well, she will bite you.
Okay,
so in other words, garlic meat sticks means best friend?
Yeah, Princess is positively disposed towards you if you give her treats.
Tobias will just keep his distance from her. So
you guys are all in the alleyway now, yeah?
Yeah,
Duh.
and I'm looking for more blood.
Okay.
Up, down, left, right, blood trails, blood splatter, just blood.
Okay. Make a wits plus investigation roll then, please, Jasper. Meanwhile, Dr. Black, as your companions step into the alleyway and disappear from view, you notice that Abigail steps out of the alleyway that she was standing in and watching, joins in with the crowd and follows the flow as if it's water. She floats along the river of humanity, detaches herself at the entrance just after the entrance to the alleyway, and props up against the wall, and just keeps her eye on the group as they're moving in the alleyway itself. Again, she's not being stealthy, but she's not drawing attention to herself at the same time.
It's at that point Dr. Black determines that perhaps maybe a little diversion is needed, so she'll push from her spot on the wall and kind of flow in a similar way. She will stay tight to people when trying to walk around them rather than avoid them.
Mhm.
and will almost walk past Abigail and then do a double take, almost pretending that she hadn't seen her at first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't expecting to see a familiar face. Good evening.
Abigail pushes off of the wall and takes a step back out of the entrance to the alleyway. So she's moves sort of back out onto the sidewalk and sort of acts nonchalantly all of a sudden. Good evening.
Do you hang around in alleyways often?
It's the rack.
That's a good point. I'm not here often, so perhaps I'm the one that doesn't hang around alleyways.
What brings you into town then?
Needed a change of scenery for the night. Business at the asylum was, well, I'm sure you can imagine.
All of you?
As an aside, is it known that we're like a coterie?
Yeah. You would
Oh,
be.
okay.
Yeah. It's not. It won't come as any surprise that people recognise you as a group.
Call it a field trip.
Interesting.
Day pass, night pass.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Me, currently? No.
Collectively.
I think they were taking in the sights. Are you looking for something in particular? You seem
She looks into
very
the alleyway.
keen on the alleyway.
You choose strange sights to seek out.
Our lot resides in an insane asylum. Everything in our nights is strange.
Perhaps.
And I'm sure you know of some of our reputation. One of ours dons rat pelts. So,
This is a good point. You didn't hear it from me. But I think the thing that you're looking for can be found at a higher altitude.
is there something similar that you're out looking for? Call it enlightenment for the evening?
I was simply prowling and came across something I think you might be interested in.
Well, all right.
She looks up towards the rooftop and then back to you.
When my group returns from seeing whatever it is they wish to see, I'll suggest to them that they turn their eyes towards the skies.
She nods. Then I shall leave you to your sightseeing.
Should I expect to see you at the next Elysium?
Of course.
Until then.
A
And
pleasure.
Dr. Black will carry on. She's going to continue walking in the direction she was walking. Is there a back way around? Like, is it a two-sided alley? So can
Yeah.
she walk around to the...
Yeah,
okay.
you could come back and circle back into this alleyway.
That's what she's going to do.
Yeah. As you do, I mean, you turned away, you see her step into the bodies moving down the middle of the thoroughfare and sort of just allow it to carry her along.
She'll make...
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Karen. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say she'll make her way around the building into the other side of the alley until she eventually, whenever you deem it's appropriate, meets up with the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm. Jasper, you spend a little time looking around the scene. You don't immediately see any additional blood. But when you're looking at the floor, you're looking at the walls, similar sort of height and location, etc. You can't see anything additional. But when you start to look up, you notice that there are trace amounts of blood higher up the wall, like fingerprints. And this alleyway is not particularly wide. It's certainly wide enough for two of you to stand abreast without there being too much difficulties, but it's not particularly wide, much wider than that. But you notice that there are fingerprints, literally probably about just above head height on the wall, and when you look up a bit further, you can see another trace a bit higher up. Again, the blood itself is like really bright in your eyes. Everything seems to have like it's a little bit like when you look through a thermal camera and you have that kind of like black and white sort of image over it, but blood picks out like it's incredibly intense.
I am going to not say a word. I'm just going to snap my fingers to get people's attention and then point up.
All right. David gives a nod. First thing he does is look for immediate fire escapes. If there are none,
You see no fire escapes. We don't have that many fire escapes in the UK.
he will head further down into the alley. I assume maybe around the back of the back corner of the building.
Mhm.
And then walk up to the roof.
Walk up to the roof.
Yes.
How does that look to an independent observer?
Well, it looks like he does like a two-step running forward to put his in like a small jump, and then like he's going to push off. But instead of pushing off, he just kind of pushes up, and he just kind of grabs higher, and it's just like a half galloping walk up the wall.
Okay. Does anybody see that? You do that in sight of the rest of the coterie, or do you do that out of sight?
And that's why I just went around the corner of the back of the building, but
Okay.
I am not trying to be stealthy about it. If somebody followed me, they could see me do that.
Okay.
I assumed I would follow until he started walking up the walls.
Mhm.
And then I'd turn around and go position myself at the entrance to the alleyway so nobody can come in.
Okay. I should imagine probably you'll get towards the top of the building when Dr. Black enters the alleyway from the other end. And I would imagine you'll probably see him kind of just climbing up onto the top of over the lip of the building itself. So, you get to the top of the building.
Okay. First things first, I'm going to look down, look in the alley. I'm going to give a great big thumbs up to Jasper, whether he's watching me or not. And then I'm going to go roughly over on the roof. I'm just going to kind of walk to approximately where the blood spatter was directly above the roof and see what I can see.
Okay. When you move over in that direction, one of the things that you are going to notice. 1 second. So one of the things that you're going to notice is quite a lot of blood up here. So in the moonlight, it's fairly obvious. Once you get above the shadows of the buildings themselves, there is a lot of blood up here. Probably, you wouldn't be massively surprised if someone bled out up here. Looking in some more detail, you will see a body that seems to have been hastily concealed in a corner behind a vent. But you can see the blood trail that leads around it. It's not particularly difficult to locate. It's a young lady, and there are savage bite marks on her neck. Not like traditional feeding marks. It's not like just the two puncture wounds. It's like someone's taken the lump out of the side of her neck. There's blood all down the side of her, and obviously pulled around the body on the floor where she sat.
I do a brief crouch down, just take a quick gander to see, take in the obvious. I'm going to stand up, walk back over to the corner where Jasper was, quickly write on a notepad, messy kill, might want to see. I'm going to take kind of half crumple it around a Rolo, around the half of a Rolo, and I'm going to drop it on.
Okay. Message for you, sir. A note covered in caramel.
I look around. I look up. I look around. I look up. And I shake my head no. And I immediately go back to just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
What did he see?
I'm going to slide Tobias the note.
Igor, Tobias will read it. Igor, go get the vehicle.
Duh.
Igor? Good. Do it.
He moves away from one of his brothers who he was sneaking up behind and had a stiletto in his hand. He puts it into his pocket and disappears down into the crowd and towards the vehicle. Time passes.
I will slowly head back towards where the body is. Take a tongue depressor out of my pocket and just kind of do a cursory examination, making sure to stay away from the blood. I don't want to leave tracks.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
First off, if there's any identification of the body. Second, I'm going to kind of look at the wound mark itself to see if I can get a better idea of what kind of mouth might have made this.
Okay. Can you make a intelligence plus medicine roll, please?
All right. Any specializations I can add?
I don't know. What specialisms have you got?
No, none of mine would apply in this one.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting the stealth specialization for myself.
I assume that was in your rules anyways.
2
No,
successes.
actually.
Okay. So you think the bite mark is it's from one of the people who claim to be vampires. It's you might have seen something similar before. This isn't like a casual feed. This is like the feed from somebody who is in a fit of rage. Someone who is possessed by their beast. Not that you would necessarily think of it in those terms, but this is somebody in the throe of frenzy. The identification, you find a handbag with a purse inside, and you get a driver's license and identification of the body.
Is the person dressed
Clubwear.
club? Yeah, I was going to say clubwear or end of business day wear.
No, clubwear.
Okay. All right, I just quickly jot down some information, put it all back, and then head back down.
Okay.
And then I relay to them what I found, what it looks like, the fact that the bite does either is not one. It looks like a wannabe's bite mark. It's messy. It's crude. It's a full chunk, and but then again, it is up on the roof.
So it occurs to you, probably occurs to many of you, that if someone's taken a bite out of somebody's neck, they're going to be covered in blood. Whereas you guys can feed relatively cleanly most of the time, this would have been a mess. This person would have been coated.
And I'm not a tracker, so I'm not good at following wherever the person that did it went to. So, I mean, I can try and sniff it out, but I think Princess has the better nose.
I am not taking Princess from roof to roof. There is no way this guy came down onto the streets. They either stayed to back alleys, which eventually they would have to cross the street anyways, or they stuck to the rooftops. And I'm not jumping from roof to roof with her. That's not happening.
But I always see her with her head out the window. It looks like she wants to learn how to fly.
He's going to stroke his brow, the bridge of his nose.
Just looking between the two of you.
You listen, and you listen very well. She does not learn how to want. She does not want to fly. She does not want to go to the rooftops and jump across and find this person. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say, given the mess that you described, that this person is either hurt or wounded or had to feed in that way for some sort of a reason. So by definition, we have found out what has happened to their man. We weren't told to bring him back.
No, it's a woman up there.
Yes, but who ate him or her? He was here. He showed up with a woman. My guess is it's the same woman that's... So, we can pretty accurately say that he's alive. And he's probably reported back by now.
We could always try the phone booth. Make a phone call, see if he's checked in.
I like that plan. I like that plan a lot. In fact, you know what? I'll go make the phone call. Excuse me, sir. And I make my way over to the phone booth.
Is Princess coming with you?
Hell yes.
Okay.
I'm not leaving Princess with these monsters. They're trying to teach her how to fly.
I was going to be, hey, Princess, you ever want to go on a roof? You want to learn how to fly, Princess? You want to learn how to fly?
Go!
Okay.
I bet you there would have been a big doggy grin and a waggy tail.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Did you catch all that, V?
Wait a second. It just blew my mind. V, why did all the lights just change? And then it looked like you were so far away, or that your background is so far away, but now it's not. Or it wasn't.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
It's because V lives in the TARDIS.
And
He
V
does
turned
live
off,
in the
V
TARDIS.
turned off the light switch, maybe?
Oh no, they're on the timer. They change colors every so often.
No,
if
it
you
was
notice.
bright. Maybe it was just your camera refocusing on you. I don't know. But
It was,
trippy.
yeah. Happened. No, I'm back. I'm totally missed. I didn't have my other headphones on, so I had to take them off.
Well, Jasper is denying David's attempts at teaching Princess how to fly.
Eat
They want to throw my dog off the roof.
across.
Whatever.
I mean, the buildings. To be fair, the buildings are very close together. When I say like the alleyway is like big enough for two of you to walk abreast in the alleyway, you could literally. It's not even really a jump. You could hop from one roof to another. The dog would easily be able to jump from one building to another building.
I have to go get a package. Be right back.
Also, are the
I have to go out in the hallway like this. Okay, be right back.
okay is the bouncer route supposed to clean up the blood like near us, or
I'm imagining that he got bored of waiting for you guys to do your investigation and has gone back to the door and is waiting for you guys to come out so that he can go and do what he was going to do in the first place. However, at this point, the crowds start parting. You can hear quite a lot of noise of complaining people as the crowds are parting and an ambulance is being driven down the pedestrianised area. You can probably also hear the shouts of a gruff Russian man screaming at people out of the window to get out of the fucking way. You imagine that's what he's trying to say.
Bro.
And lots of people jeering back at him.
My thing would be, I'm sure there's someone to call within the police department to handle, especially the cleanup.
Yeah, you'd have numbers.
Yeah. But I imagine that Bias would probably kind of... I don't think he has to really shout at the guy to go call that number because, finding...
Mishka probably would have handled it.
Okay. That'll work. That way, they're not up moving the body when suddenly they come, hey, what's up with this? And then, yeah. And then I'm guessing Tobias would go up and take a look at the body.
How are you going to go
when
up?
Everything arrives? That's a good question. I'm sure there's another way. Because Tobias is not climbing like David did.
There is no fire escape.
I mean, all you need is a little Mountain Dew and you can go up like a spider monkey.
or Red Bull and fly.
Or there's no roof access to that roof?
There's
like at all?
to be roof access to the roof.
David, toss me.
I immediately okay.
I'm not built for that. No. Look at the leg. I have cane. No.
You could climb. I mean, it would be difficult to climb. In fairness, all right, and I know this for a fact, okay, because I once went out for drinks with my work colleagues, right, and our inspector came out with us, and he told us a story about when he was a police officer on patrol in the centre of Oxford. What he used to do in the middle of the night was he'd go into these alleyways, he'd place his hands and his feet on the opposite sides of the walls and shimmy his way up onto the roof of the buildings, and he spent his entire night on top of the buildings looking down, because anyone who was doing anything dodgy wouldn't look up, right? And he would catch people out all the time doing stuff like that, and then we were like, bullshit, did you shimmy your way up onto the top of these buildings? And he went, all right, let me demonstrate, and he put his hands and his feet on the side of the walls and he climbed up onto the roof of the building.
Oh, very well. How far is it? How far is it up to the top of the building?
It's 3 levels, 3 stories.
3 stories? Oh, okay, I thought it was more than that.
No.
So are they there with the ambulance yet? So
yeah, they're just
with the body bag and all.
They're just pulling up at the entrance to the alleyway.
Excellent. All right, go get the body, and then I will look at it.
Okay, so they'll open the back of the ambulance, they'll pull the gurney out, they'll put some tape up around the entrance to the alley while they're doing it, right? They'll then wheel the gurney into the alleyway. A number of people are now arranging themselves around the tape to see what's going on.
David makes himself scarce.
Yeah. Jasper's heading to the phone booth.
Okay. All right, actually, let's cover that one. Right, Jasper, you make a phone call. It rings for a little bit and then is answered.
Hey,
yeah.
let me let me talk to the boss real quick. My name's Jasper. He asked me to perform a favor for him, and I need to report in.
Boss is not available at the moment. Can I pass a message on?
No, let me talk to, Mr. Kicks. Kicks?
Kicks. Yeah, alright, I'll see if I can get him. You hear the receiver drop. Probably bounce off the wall a couple of times. And there is some time passes. Meanwhile, a small crowd of people is gathering around the tape to see what the hell's going on. As this is the 1980s, no one's holding a mobile phone up to try and video the whole thing, but...
1980s or 1990s?
We're in the 90s now.
90s, my apologies, the 1990s.
The early 90s.
Yeah.
So the gurney gets wheeled into the alleyway, and two of the boys start climbing up the wall. They get about halfway up and brace their legs, and they start passing the gurney up. They pass the gurney up to the first guys. Then the next lot climb up a little way further, and then they pass the gurney up to the next lot, and then they climb up a bit further onto the roof, and they pass the gurney up again.
Literally, no one's gonna believe this is actually a dead body. This is just performance art at this point.
You're doing excellent job.
Those people are going to stand around watching the entire fucking time
Yeah, there's
because
a
they're
lot of-
watching somebody climb the roof.
Having come around the opposite side of the alley, to witness said spectacle, is there any police officers or...
Not at the moment. No, in fact, no, there aren't.
Shit. Okay. Anybody that looks like they might be in an official-looking uniform?
There's bouncers.
Would Dr. Black be able to approach one of the bouncers? Or two, if they are near.
There's two bouncers working the door of the nightclub.
So she's gonna kind of... Well, she doesn't saunter. Well, she does. I don't know what she does yet.
I think she drifts.
Yeah. She's gonna approach one of them, and he's probably busy with the door, I imagine.
Not so much at the moment. Apparently, there's less people wanting to get into the nightclub and more people wanting to watch the spectacle of what's happening in the alleyway. So yeah, you'll get the attentions of one of the bouncers.
This is going to steer away your customer base for the night, I imagine. All this, and she'll kind of gesture commotion near your doorway.
Yeah. Sure, the bosses aren't going to be too pleased with this.
I'm sure they're not, and it's lucky they sent me out here. Oh, I don't know if they've introduced you to me yet, but I'm in charge of taking care of the building and the facilities, as it were. So before I report back to them and let them know that you're letting a commotion stop business, why don't you take care of that? And when she has eye contact, she's gonna use compel.
Okay.
He's a human. Do I need to roll for that?
You don't need to roll for it at all.
Okay.
I was just looking at character thinking, oh yeah, let's go manipulation, persuasion. Oh yeah, dominate. So his eyes go a little bit glassy for a brief second, and then he nods. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem.
Good. I'll put in a good word for you.
Thanks. He hurries over to the crowd of people, pushes his way in front of them, and starts physically manhandling them away. Get the fuck back! And there's some argument that goes on between them, but he's a big guy, and the people on the strip know that you don't fuck with the bouncers, because they are just as liable to stab you as not. The bouncers are armed. I mean, it's not like the real world where bouncers aren't really allowed to do a lot of stuff like this. They carry, in the world of darkness, they carry weapons to protect themselves, and they will quite happily shank you if you're pissing them off.
Jesus.
So yes, he physically
Sounds like the real world to me.
well, okay. He physically manipulates them away from the scene and stands away from the tape, and anyone who looks like they're trying to gather, he tells them to go fuck themselves. Go forth and multiply. And every so often,
Long walk, short pier.
say again.
Long walk off a short pier.
Yeah.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Every so often, he'll look back at you, Dr. Black, as well. Like, am I doing this right?
She'll give him a nod and a thumbs up, which is out of character for her, but she's trying to encourage him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the gurney gets to the roof. There is a short delay, and the gurney comes back over the edge of the roof again. And the same thing happens in reverse. The boys get themselves into position, and they pass the gurney, now with a body strapped to it and a sheet covering it, from one to the other until it gets to the floor. And then they pop the wheels, and they wheel it to the back of the ambulance.
Excellent. The buyers will walk to the ambulance and go into the ambulance when the gurney is in the ambulance to start taking a look at the body.
Mm-hmm. Jasper's fucked off. Jasper.
Oh, he's there.
He's here. He's just using two computers.
Okay, sure. You hear the phone receiver. I mean, you can probably see the bouncer has dissuaded people from interacting with the scene, and you can see Dr. Black has had some involvement in that. You probably can't see what's happening in the alleyway itself, but then you hear the receiver pick up. Who's this?
Mr. Kicks? Hello
No,
there.
I'm Mr. Kicks. Who's this?
My name's Jasper. We were sent off
hello,
to
Jasper.
run an errand.
Yeah.
I was wondering, has your man reported back?
Nope, not I'm aware of. Weren't you supposed to be looking for him?
Yes, we were. We came across a little complication, and we were wondering if he might have returned.
No,
Because
I ain't heard nothing from him. Not since we had that phone call right at the back of the start of the evening.
okay, thank you very much. We're gonna continue looking. But apparently, I'm just gonna give you an update real quick. Your man was seen with a girl. It seems like that girl is dead. Pretty viciously attacked.
Well, that doesn't sound like Nige. He's a pretty straight guy.
Well, I'm just telling you what we found out so far.
He's not taken with losing control very much.
Keywords there are very much. That means it happens.
I mean, it happens to the best of us, but
Is he the best of us?
I suppose that depends on who you ask. I would say
Okay.
not, because he's a Tremere, and Tremere are wankers.
Well, if it happens to the best of us and he's not the best of us, then it obviously happens to him too.
I mean,
So-
you're not wrong.
We're currently cleaning up the mess, but if any repercussions come back, I'm gonna slide them your way, because to be honest, this is your problem, not ours.
I'm not sure you quite understand how this works, Jasper. I'm pretty sure
Oh, I
you've
do.
been given the objective to deal with, and if you found a Masquerade breach along the way and you've cleaned the mess up, then I mean that's pats on the back for you and all. But what do you mean by consequences?
I don't know what could happen. There could be, as you said, there could be a breach. And if they're going to come up and ask us why a breach happened, I'm going to have to send them your way.
No, Jasper. That's not how it works. If someone else is caused the breach and you're the ones who's tidying it up, you get the pat on the back and they get the clip round the ear.
Agreed.
Yeah.
They're going to want to know who needs the clip behind the ear.
Yeah, you ain't caused no problems, have you? You're the one who's
Not that
tidying
I'm
the
aware.
problems up. No, so it's all good.
I think this is a misunderstanding. This is not a threat. This is just a warning.
I get you.
A warning that if something happens, you're going to have some questions asked, and if they're asked of me, I'm not a liar.
Jasper,
So
you're currently
I'm gonna have
working for the guild right now, right? So we got your back. If you fuck up,
all right.
if you fuck up, then you get your consequences. If something fucks up while you're on a job and you ain't done nothing wrong, we got your back. So it works.
All right, I can hold you to that.
So it works, Jasper. Yeah, you can hold me to that.
I'm gonna give a sly little grin. All right, that's all I needed to know. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
He looks at your sly little grin over the phone.
You have a wonderful day. I will let you know if we find out anything else, sir.
Yep, good. Look forward to it. You haven't found him yet, have you?
We haven't what? No, we haven't found him.
You know,
We haven't found him at all. He's we're hot on his trail, and I'm sure we'll find him soon. But I was calling you anyway, so I figured I'd just let you know what's going on.
so I would be massively upset if he turns up like brown bread, because I kind of owe him a favour, and that would make that problem go away from me. So, you know, but the boss wants him, so
Okay, we'll do our best to find him. I'll give you my word.
yeah, great.
All right, you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too.
Or I guess not.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm just not going to say anything and hang up the phone. I'm going to take Princess. I'm going to look down at her, give her a nice big grin, and then walk back over to the obvious spectacle.
David walks up to Jasper and says, I know you said you don't want Princess to fly, but anything that happens on the roofs has to come down eventually. Maybe you want to go left and right from here a little bit and see if we got any sense coming down.
Honestly, what I want to do, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But what we're going to need to do is put Princess on that roof. Now, I just got Mr. Kick's word that no matter what happens, the guild is going to have our back. So, why don't...
That's not quite what you said, but okay.
But it is to Jasper.
I mean, that's what you said, so that means it technically counts.
He said yes. So I think we should just try and handle this real quickly. Quietly, obviously, if possible. But real quickly. Now, apparently, and let's just keep this between you and I. Apparently, Mr. Kicks owes this man some favors. So he wouldn't mind if he disappears, but the boss wants him back. So we got to bring this man back. All right?
Well, you know, just between us, should we find him and he has already shuffled off as no longer mortal coil, can always say he was dying at the end and passed on his owed boons to you. Then Mr. Kix would owe you a favor.
There is a quiet whistling sound that you can hear, David, coming from the roof. You don't see anything. Also,
Jasper will actually see me tilt my head and look up to the roof.
also, Princess looks up as well.
I look up.
Seems being paged.
Yeah, apparently. All right, well, you're carrying her up. And don't let go.
Is that the fucking back signal? What just happened?
Apparently, I don't know.
Tell you what, best way this will work, grab one of the duffels from the back. I'll loop her in and over my shoulders and go on up.
Just put her in her arms. What the hell?
Duffel, you know how big this dog is?
She'll be all right.
I also know how big a body bag is.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna-
You can put her in a body bag. That would work. Yeah.
I'm gonna... All right, fine. But don't drop her.
Also have
You can
boys.
come up with me. You're the one that talks to her.
You're gonna carry both of us?
Oh, they say that the Almighty up there invented a whole bunch of things, including rope, for occasions like this.
Do we have rope?
Jasper.
I point at the ambulance.
Jasper, you're
Yeah, do we have rope?
Jasper, you're pretty sure that your claws would make short work of climbing this.
I'm pretty sure if I really wanted to, I could
Yeah.
shimmy like you did.
Oh, you could climb it without making a roll using your claws.
Doesn't surprise me. What I want to do, though, is play dumb,
Okay.
which is why I'm doing this.
Okay.
Fine. If she tells me she wants to fly, then it's on you. And David catches off and heads towards finding his way up conveniently up the roof in a discreet manner.
When you try putting Princess in a body bag, Princess will growl at you.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got this handled. I'm gonna go grab a body bag and then point to the body bag and look at her. And then zip it up when she's inside.
You hear her grumbling while you're doing this.
I'm gonna hold her.
You hear the occasional.
I'll tell you what. If you can give me a rope up, I'll climb my happy ass up.
David will lean down and he'll kind of mock whisper to the dog. After we're done, you get treats. Good girl. And then we head on up.
So you're just walking out the side of the building again?
In a darkened, discreet area, yes.
Okay. What's the rest of you doing? Dr. Black, are you going to be climbing up the side of the building?
No, thank you. Is there a need to get up on the top of the building? Do we all need to be up there? No. She's gonna, after witnessing the circus act that was the body, I think she's gonna stay near the car.
Okay.
Or the ambulance? Is that what we're calling it?
Ambulance,
okay.
yeah.
Paddy wagon.
The paddy wagon.
Tobias, you were looking at the body, examining the body?
Sure. Also, did the boys get any the blood or whatever?
I mean, yeah.
That was up there, some samples. I mean, I know there's plenty on the body, but
yeah. So they know what they're doing. So as much as they may appear to be bumbling idiots most of the time, they are actually quite professional, and they know exactly the kind of things that you want in when presented with these sort of things. So while they're up there, when they come back down again, they'll push the gurney into the back of the ambulance and lock it in place. And one of them will take out a plastic container that has 3 vials in it with 3 different blood samples in it.
Oh, good. And time to taste and see which one is and which one is us. So make sure to go outside and see if they need anything.
Duh.
Very good. Mishkin, make sure to look at everything. Whatever. What rolls do I need to make?
Intelligence plus investigation roll to examine the body. And if you're looking to do taste of the blood again, that's resolve plus blood sorcery.